My name is Pastor Carl Hudson, and I know a very few of you know me. Hopefully, a whole lot of you are going to get a chance to know me over the next few months. I'm involved with an organization called Harvest Time Ministries, where we basically teach people from the scriptures how to develop wealth, how to protect it, how to pass it on to their children's children. We have a special program going right now, and so what I want to do, I want to take the time, this is mainly for those of you that have already become a part of us, and so I want to take the time to give you our marketing plan for what I call our scholarship cell phone, and we've put it together under what we call our holiday special. And it's going to basically show you how to develop and build a scholarship for your children. Now, I know some of you are going to say, you know, I'm still trying to figure out how to pay the rent and how to buy groceries. Well, I want you to understand that once you understand how to develop a scholarship, all the other things will fall into place. And I'm going to give this to you from the scriptures. Now, this morning, something happened very special, and that is, I cut on the television, and of course, Congress was meeting. This day happens to be, I think it's December the 9th, 2015. And Congress was celebrating the 150th year anniversary for the 13th Amendment. And so the new Speaker of the House was there. He gave us a speech, and then of course, Obama did. Those of you that haven't heard it, you definitely need to get it and listen to it. But before I really get into where we've come from and the doors is opening, I want to talk about, that was talking about a 150-year celebration since slavery was abolished. But we're talking about 400 years of slavery. Slavery started in this country in 1616 in New York City. And so 2017 or 2016, actually 2015, completes that 400th year. And I want to talk about those 400 years, how they're found in the Bible, how God actually talks about his people are going to be in slavery for 400 years. I know we all know that's talking about Israel, but it's also talking about the African Americans that bring about the ending of these last days. So there are some things that I'm going to say that's going to be very shocking to some of you, but everything that I say, you'll be able to look at it in the scriptures and you'll be able to see the difference. There's a lot of false teaching about Christ and about Christianity. There's a lot of people that call themselves Christians, but they are on their way to hell. They have no relationship whatsoever with Christ or know what that's all about. And so I want you to, maybe for the first time, to just kind of listen to me when I say that God loves you and that Jesus loves you and he died for you and he wants you to be wealthy, he wants you to be whole. I want you to just listen to me and look at the scriptures, and then I want to present to you an opportunity. We can talk about this. One of the problems that I have with things that's done in the church, we've talked about this and we've talked about this. Jesus says that you are hearers of the word. You talk about it, but you're not doers of the word. And so we've put together this program, Harvest Time Ministries. Actually, if you just think about the word harvest, it means that someone has planted the seeds and now it's grown up and now it's time for us to go and to harvest it. So that's what's really exciting, and that is all the work that's been done, 400 years worth of work has been done, and now it's time for us to reap the harvest. So let me just say, as I said, it's in two sections. So this first one, that I really want to do the second one first, and then I want to come back and give you all the background as to where all of this is coming from. So if you'll allow me to do that, but I want to basically give you the outline. The outlines is going to be this. First of all, we're going to talk about this, the importance of this 400 years of slavery and what that means, and the scriptures that talk about it. And also, God not only tells us that it's going to be, but it also gives us the ending of that. The first 400 years, he gives us the ending of that in the scriptures, but also these last 400 years, he gives us the ending of this in the book of Habakkuk and also in the book of Zechariah. So that will be the first thing. Then I want to go to this false problem of the white Christian church. Now I'm calling you out in specific because you have done more harm than good. When you talk about being a Christian, you're talking about a person who is loving and kind. You cannot be a Christian and have slaves. You cannot be a Christian and work people and not pay them. You cannot be a Christian and not care about the problems in the African American community that's been going on for years and years and years, and you haven't done nothing about it. You run overseas and you do missionary work in other countries, and yet you fail to even speak up or say anything about what's happening here in America. So I'm saying to the white Christian church, you need to check yourself. You may not be a Christian. You may be a Christian in name, but only in name only, right? So that's the second. Now let me slow this down a little bit. The third is I want you to know, and this is very important for my brothers and sisters to understand, and especially the pastors. Pastors, please listen to me. Please listen to me. God is the one that put an economic plan together for the church. God is the one that does that. And so when we come to the church and we start talking about solving the problem and helping people to get to not just get jobs, but to create jobs and begin to train people how to develop and how to make money, you turn your door, you shut your doors. It's time that you listen and you understand that you are the center for economics that's going to take place in the Christian community. When you send your children and when we send our Christian people to the world to get jobs and to work, they're going to learn the tricks and all of this stuff of the world. They need to be educated in the church. On a Monday night, it doesn't have to be on a Sunday, on a Tuesday night, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday. We should be teaching our people how to do business, and that should come from the church. And so God has a plan. God says, I know the plan I have for you, plans to prosper you and to give you hope in the future. And so we have to believe and trust God instead of listening to some of the crazy stuff that we've been raised up. And therefore, we do not have the ability to help our people when they're in need. Now, the third thing, that is the third thing. And the fourth thing that I'm really getting ready to go into now, and that is what Harvest Time Ministries is all about. So I think at some point, my 15 minutes will be up, and we'll take a break. If it's not, I'll keep on talking. Okay? So that is the introduction. Here's what's important. I did a book about 8 years ago, and it's entitled God's Biblical System of Economic Stewardship. Now here's what it is. That book contains 7 elements on how to develop wealth, protect it, and pass it on to your children's children. It was actually given from the Bible. Solomon did part of it, and Jesus does part of it. For instance, element 1 in the book is actually called seed time and harvest time. And God does this in Genesis after the flood. He says, as long as the earth stands, there will always be seed time and harvest time. And that's the way that he plans to take care of us. Now, we all know from the country that when you plant one corn or one seed, and especially a corn seed, you're going to get back many, not just one back. And so God is the one that established these 2 systems, or actually one system. And here's the way we started off. We started off by understanding that if you can learn to double money. Jesus talks about that with the man that had the 5 talents. He went out and got 10. The Lord said, well done, good and faithful servant. He didn't throw him out of the church. He said, you've been faithful over a few things. I'm going to make you rule over many things. Now, the other thing that Jesus teaches out of the book of Matthew chapter 13, he talks about the sower that went out to sow the seeds. Some fell on by the wayside and on the stony ground. We spend a lot of time preaching about that, but nobody preaches about the fact that some fell on good ground and it produced 100-fold, 60-fold, and 30-fold. Can you imagine having a sermon in church where you would get up and teach and tell people how to get a 30-fold return on their seed? That's the kind of message you ought to have, because that's really what it was all about. The man that had the 5, he got 5, he got 10. The man that had 2, he got 4. The man that had 1 buried his. And that's basically where the church is. We have buried the seed, or either we have eaten it up, and we do not know how to double money or to teach our members how to double money. They're not going to learn that from the world, because the world wants to take 90% of what you work and do, and they give you 10%. God's system is just the reverse. He says that when you work and you bring in a harvest, you keep 90%. Just give me 10%. And it's not even to him. He says, I want you to take that 10% and take care of the widows and the foreigners. And you see, that's what that's all about. So let me start with our program. Because here's what's so important, and that is we need to learn how to become doers. And so in our program, and I'm sure I'm going to get to it after we take this break, but in our program, it's very, very simple. We take a product that everybody has and that everybody wants, and that's a cell phone. One of the most popular items in America today is the cell phone. And our young kids, as young as 8 years old, they love cell phones. 16, 18, 20, 30, they love cell phones. They do everything with cell phones. We do Facebook, we do on and on and on. They do text, they do a lot of things with cell phones, but all of the money go to the large companies. Now with all of that, somebody said to me, matter of fact, she's here in the studio, she said to me that African Americans have more smartphones than anybody else in America. That's interesting, isn't it? Somebody also told me that African Americans do more Facebook than anyone else in America. But let me give you this before we take this break, and that is African Americans produce economically $1.9 trillion a year. That's $1.9 trillion that's produced by African American community. When sometimes people will say things like, you should just quit talking about African Americans. Well, everybody has all the statistics on us about African Americans. Now, here's the thing. The Asian community, when they make a dollar, that dollar stays in their community for 30 days. That's pretty good, isn't it? The Jews were in first place, but now they're in second place. So when the Jews make a dollar, that dollar stays in their community for 20 days. Now the Caucasians, when they make a dollar, white America, it stays in their community for 16 days. When the African American makes a dollar, it stays in our community, not 1 day, not 2 days, not 3 days, but 6 hours. 6 hours. $1.9 trillion stays in our community for 6 hours. Now, just think about this. Once you learn how to double money, that means you're going to learn how to double $1.9 trillion. That means that $1.9 trillion, instead of leaving our community and going to somebody else's community, it's going to stay in our community, and we're going to become very, very wealthy. Well, I think it is time now to take a break. We just take a break, refresh yourself, because when I come back, I want to get into how to make this economic thing work for you, where you can leave a $5,000 per month scholarship for your children and your children's children. Thank you. We'll take a break. Okay, Pastor Hudson back here. I want to spend some time talking about our flyer. The flyer is the way that you make money, to double money. Yes, we're going to talk about making money. And we're going to talk about making money by using your cell phone. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Your cell phone that you pay religiously, that bill every month, there's companies and there's people that's making not millions of dollars, but billions of dollars. And wouldn't it be great if you could take your cell phone and have some of that money that's going to others from your paying your phone bill, have that to come into your family, and then your family members have a little bit more to come into your family, and then some of your friends start a family plan, and more money comes into your family, and their friends start a family plan, right? And so that's exactly what we've developed. I'm what they call an agent for H2O Wireless, which is basically one of the sellers for AT&T. Now, here's the way our program starts. It starts off by giving you options 1 and 2. We want to make it very simple. There are some people that say, I don't want to do anything, I'm making plenty of money, great. There are other people that says, I need money, and we say, great. So what we want to do is take those of you that need money, we want to put you to work. And those of you that have plenty of money, we want to allow you to work with these people that need money so that they can get money. Now, here's the way we do it. Option 1, if you can afford to buy this phone, it's $249.99. This phone is up there. It's up there with the top greats, with the iPhone 6 Plus and the Samsung Galaxy 6. It does all of the things, anything you can imagine a cell phone can do, this phone will do, and it's only $249, let's say $250, $249.99. That's incredible. But let's say that you don't have $249. And so there's an option 2. Option 2, now listen to option 2, because this figure will never change. Option 2 is going to cost you $49.99 to get started. That's it, $49.99 to get started, and then $50 a month. That's it. $49.99, what are you going to get? Well, what you're going to get, you're going to become a member. $49.99 makes you a member of Harvest Time Ministries, right? And as a member, we're going to enroll you as a customer into H2O Wireless on their $30 plan, right? Now, I'm not going to talk about that because it's not in the flyer, okay? All we basically say is you become a customer and you pay $50 a month and you have this phone service that we're giving to you. Now, here's where things begin to get exciting. Most phone services have what they call a family plan, but when you people in your family plan, you may save $3 or $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 a month. That's it. Well, when you get 4 people to come in our family plan, what do they pay? They pay the same thing you did at first, $49.99. When you have 4 of those in your family plan, 2 things take place immediately. First of all, that phone that you could have bought in option 1 for $249.99, you'll be able to buy that phone for half price. That's $125. Now, let me tell you where we get the half price and why we do this. We're trying to follow the teachings of Jesus. Jesus talks about the people that was given this money. One was given 5 talents of gold, one was given 2, the other was given 1, and the one with the 5 and 2 went out and they put their money to work and they doubled it. So when you pay $125, you get a $250 phone. You can take that phone and sell it, and what did you just make? $125, right? So every month you get to buy one of those phones just because of that $50 membership. Now, the other thing that we do, actually, now you're getting a $40 plan, so you're really only paying $10 to the membership. But we also give you a credit of $20 every month for your phone bill. Now let's look at this a moment. You're paying $50, $50 is giving you a $40 phone bill, and we're giving you $20 back, so you really paid $30 for a $40 phone bill. Now again, that's not part of the flyer, and forgive me for spending the time, but I think so many times when we come into companies, we want to know what is it they require me to do? How much money are they going to take from me? We're not going to take one dime. When you come into our company, Harvest Time Ministries, we're going to put money in your pocket. You will never ever spend $50 without getting something back that's far greater than $50. So that's the first thing. You can just put your mind at ease and just look at what all we're going to do for you coming into the program. But that is what we call step 1. Step 1, all you did was told these 4 people, and they came in, and now you get $125 every month, and you get the $20 credit for a $40 phone bill every month. That's step 1. Is that easy? And because that's what we basically said. This whole program is easy as 1, 2, 3. In other words, step 1, step 2, step 3. Now let's go to step 2. Step 2 is just as easy. You're going to do 2 things. One that a lot of people fail to do, and that is you're going to help those 4 people that you brought in. They could have been your 4 children, your 4 grandchildren, or your 4 family members, but you're going to help them to get 4 people. That's the first thing you're going to do. Why? Because now you know that this is a great deal. Now just think about this. They need $50 to come in, but you got $125 profit that you're putting in your pocket every month, right? So you could help them if they didn't have the $50 to come in. So you could take $25 and give it to them. They put in $25, that's $50, and they're in. Now, our company is so committed to following the teaching of Jesus. When you put up $25 to help somebody come in, we're going to make sure you get back how much? Double, right? So you're going to get $50 back. Well, you would do that all day long. I'm going to put $25 to help somebody come in. I'm going to get $50 back. The next thing that you have to do, so again, you're going to help your 4 get their 4. That's a piece of cake. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to get 4 more. That gives you a total of 8 that you personally brought into this program. Why? Because if this program is great, so it would be a shame for you not to sponsor or tell somebody about it when they get a chance to make the $5,000 a month that you get a chance to make. But that's step 1, step 2. So we're going to walk to this 5,000 with these 3 steps. So in step 2, when you've done that, you've got a total of 4 plus 4, that's 8. You've helped your 4 get their 4. So now we're going to give you the phone at 30-fold. In other words, Jesus also teaches about putting money to work, planting a seed, and that seed producing 100-fold, 60-fold, 30-fold, 30 times what was sown. So think about this. The phone costs $250. Well, if you divide $250 by 30, you come out with $8.33. Yes, we're going to allow you to get a phone, to buy a phone, a $250 phone for $8.33. Dude, that's incredible. There's nothing like this that exists anywhere in the world. If it is, I take it back and I want to know about it because I want to get involved with what it is they're doing. But this is so incredible because we have literally taught you how to get a 30-fold return in basically less than 30 days. So you're going to get this one time now, you're going to get one phone for $8.33. That's the $250 phone. You can sell it for $250 and you made $240 something, right? But you're also going to get something else. You're going to be able to get 2 phones every month now for $250. It's $500 value. You sell it for $500. You paid $250. Didn't you double your money again? You did. $250 every month just by being a part of this program. That's step 2. Isn't that simple? Just as easy as 1, 2, 3. All right. The other thing, matter of fact, let me just say this here, because a lot of times when we get people, they come into the phone business, and we know that the phone business, people go from one company to the next company, and it's one of the problems that the phone companies have. So they try to give you a phone to lure you in, and then they put you on a 2-year contract, which means that if they gave you an $800 phone, how much you think you're going to pay them back? Please don't say 0, nothing. Please don't think that phone was for free. Because if you do, you really have not been endowed into economics. That phone is not free. You're going to pay twice as much as that phone is worth. All right, that's what they're going to get from you. But in our business, in our company, when you bring somebody in as a customer who's paying $50 and they're getting a $40 phone plan for $30, they're not going anywhere. They're going to always be here. So all the people that you bring in and sign up, they're going to be here, and then they're going to sign up and bring in others. Let me tell you something else that we've saw, because some people will say things like, and they get terrified. I just don't want to sponsor anybody. I just don't want to tell anybody, because they've been hurt so much with different programs that they've gotten in. So here's what we'll do. We'll actually place 4 people under you and still allow you to do step 1. 4 people under you, we will allow you to get one of those phones for $125, and we will give you the $20 credit every month. All right? Now let's go to step 3. Take a deep breath, because step 3 is just incredible. You don't have to do any more. You don't have to sponsor any more people. You don't even have to help your 4 or the 4 get their 16. But when that happens, when the 16 get their 4, but you don't have to do it, because the same as you helped your 4 get your 4 is going to help their 4 get their 4. So now you have a total, and you'll see it on the flyer, it says 84. Is it 84 or 85? 84. 84. So you have a total of 84 people in your family plan. All right? They're all making money. They all have the phone service. And so for that, we're going to do something. Our whole thing is about building scholarships. Making money, you know how to do that, or if you don't know how to do that, you can definitely learn from our program. But we're more concerned about you having something to pass on to your children's children. One of the major problems that we have is our children don't have enough money to go to college, or even to go to school, to to get the great things out of school because of the way that we have our system is set up. So now, watch this. Step 3, you didn't do anything else, but as soon as 84 is reached, we're going to allow you to buy from us one gold American Eagle 1 ounce coin, which sells right now for over $1,200. We're going to allow you to buy that. If you divide that by 30, you come up with $40, 30-fold again. Now think about this. $40, and you're going to end up with a gold coin that's worth $1,200 that you're going to be able to set that coin aside whenever your child is in need of schooling. They may need just special classes, or they may need a car to go to school. They may need tuition and they need books. You can have hundreds of those coins, right? But this one, you're only going to get one now, one time. So that's the first thing we're going to give you. And then the second thing that you're going to be able to get is you're going to be able to get 4 phones every month for $375. That's incredible. I mean, that is literally incredible. Now, the phones are not for you, but the phones are for other people that need a phone. And they're getting the best phone that's possible. Now, the other thing that's great about the phones is they come with a 2-year warranty. Anything goes wrong with the phone, you send it back to the company. Actually, they'll mail you the kit to send it back in, and they will repair it, fix it, and send it back to you. So you will not have to worry about getting a phone. The last part on there is not for everybody, but here's what it basically says, and that is, if you would like to become an endowment manager, we will allow you to receive $5,000 a month for the scholarship program that you manage. Yes, you can use that for your own children, for your own grandchildren, whoever you want. Once all of your children and all your grandchildren have you, then you can start giving it to your cousins and your nephews. But it's for your family and anyone else that you want to use it for. But that's $5,000 a month. That's over $60,000 a year that's coming from the phone industry to your family and to your household. That's our flyer in a nutshell. Isn't it easy as 1, 2, 3? It really is. If somebody says, well, you know, I'd like to come in, but I just can't get those people, then we will have people to get them for you, and they will charge. You know, they'll get paid to get them for you. You say, well, you know, I would like to come in, but I've been with Verizon all my life and I don't want to change my phone company. We're not asking. You can stay with Verizon. You can stay with whoever you're with, okay? It doesn't matter. You can come into our program. Well, that's it. Please get with the person that's told you about this and just do it. Make a decision. It's $50 to get started. And you're spending that $50 already. I imagine that everyone that's listening to me right now, your phone bill, to somebody, is more than $30 a month. Well, we'll take that money and we'll show you how to make $5,000. We're going to turn $50 a month into $5,000 a month just by you telling people and bringing them into this program. That's it. I know that I was going to spend a little bit more time talking about the 400-year slavery thing, but my thing is, let's do it. Let's quit talking about the past. Let's just do it. Make it happen. You can go online. There will be some instructions on how you can actually go online on our website and actually pay the $50 on the website. Everything will be sent to you, and you're ready to go. All right? God bless. Thank you. I'm out.